Hello, and glad to have you here. Today, we're going to talk about, is your DMO working out for you and your business? And how do you know? How do you know if it's working out for you or not? So that's what we're talking about today. We've been talking about daily method of operation, or DMO, all week. And this is the last day. Today is Thursday. And so we want to talk about, how can you be sure? How can you check to see what's happening and, by way of evaluation? So that's what we're talking about today. And as you're hopping on from wherever you are, let me know where you're coming in from. Let me know what you think about this topic and what takeaways do you have from the week that we've talked about, this DMO, this plan, this, thing that we put in place to help us to be able to be more effective during our day and not just with our business. We're having in there the things that are important to our family, the things that we have appointments for, doctors, dentists, play dates, birthdays, whatever that might be. It just so that you have it on that list of things, that you have it planned out on your calendar so that you can do the things that you need to do. And especially we've talked about non-negotiables. So especially we want to have those things on there, especially for those of you that still work full time or work part-time. It's important to have those on there and those non-negotiables. So how do you know if it's working? That's what we're talking about today. So while you guys are hopping on and letting me know what you think and what you think about the topic today and what takeaways maybe that you've gotten from so far this week, anything that you might be able to use to help you out in your daily, going about your business and doing the things that you do for your family. So I'm going to introduce myself to those of you that I haven't had the pleasure of meeting. My name is Cherie Woodard, and I help business builders and entrepreneurs to use social media to get prospects, leads, and sales in their business. And I do that a variety of ways. I use attraction marketing, lead generation, as well as live video. And I also use updated, trending, and modern strategies to help you as you go along in your business. And remember, I'm in the trenches too. So I'm learning things and growing and taking action. And as I do that, I like to share what's happening with me, what's working for me, and see if that might also help you. It's one of my main purposes to be able to do what's going to help you in your life as you continue on. So that's what we're going to be talking about. We're talking about today, and that is basically what I do. Now, let me let you know that you can always get in touch with me if you have a question or you want to go deeper. You can get me in Messenger. Just leave me a message, ask the question or whatever, and we can go from there. So, when we're talking about evaluating what we've been doing. Now, I learned this from my mentors who learned it from two awesome people whose names have just left my brain. It'll come either before I leave or right after I leave this video. But these people made a way for you to be able to evaluate what you're doing and not be able to beat yourself up, because a lot of us say things about ourselves or to ourselves that aren't so kind. And the way that they did this tool for evaluation was to help you to be able to do it, but not allowing you, the space to, beat up on yourself or to, put yourself down or that kind of thing, which is what I really do like this way of evaluating. And I'm using it, with my mentors, what worked, what didn't work, what might I do differently. And so when you're talking about your DMO, there may be some things that may be obvious, and there may be some things that maybe not. But when you start to say, and you actually allow yourself time to think, well, okay, so what worked today? What went well? And you only allow yourself, and they call it, and this is just my way of explaining it because I don't remember their exact words, and I'm not trying to do their exact words. I'm just trying to share with you what I learned and what I took from it was that it's a 3-2-1. So three ways that of what worked, and then the next thing, only three things that worked, or three ways, whatever you want, just three. And then the next thing is two things or two ways or whatever that didn't work as well. And then the last thing, what might you do differently? One. So it doesn't allow the negativity to get in there. It doesn't allow you to start to get down on yourself because we have a tendency to be our own worst critic. And I'm sorry if you're hearing bumping. There's the trash man is out there, so they're picking up the trash. So hopefully you don't hear all of that. So let me get back to what I was saying. So they made it so that you would not, so that people would not use negativity and get in their feelings and get into emotion, which doesn't allow you to open up and be able to look at it in a different way. Looking at things without emotion when it comes to evaluation helps you to be effective and not get down on yourself, and to be able to actually see what you might be able to do better. And I love this way of evaluation. So I use it all the time. And like I said, you only get to do three things. Like, so my life today, I'll look back at it and I'll see what worked, and I'll give myself, well, I had better lighting. I was able to finally, get my lights working, and it's really bright. So that's working. I was able to turn off my little ring light, which was, dying because, I mean, it's not dead, but I was able to turn that off, not use that energy. And then the other thing, I think that's going well is that you can see me and you can hear me, and maybe a little bit better than you could before. And so that just kind of like three things that worked. And I would probably go a lot deeper because I'd be looking at my DMO and seeing, for my day how things went. But just for as an example, that's what I'm doing. So, and then two things that didn't work as well. Well, one thing is that I'm not alone in the house, and so I'm concerned that even though I've asked my son to make sure that he's quiet when I'm doing my lives, I know sometimes he still, isn't able to do that. And even though he's older and understands, he still sometimes will, start talking, or he'll, start yelling or something. And so that is a little bit, keeps a little bit of a hair standing on my neck or something like that. So that's one thing. Another thing is that I like to know for sure that I've got everything under control, that I can control when I'm doing my lives, and I need to maybe let go of that and just be real. Stuff happens. The trash man's gonna come by, they're going to be cutting grass. Stuff happens, and just, let it go, let it be. And then what might I do differently? I might just, make sure that I give my son, an option of, letting him know when I'm going live and when I start, and when I'm going to start, so that that way he can, if he does have something to say or do or whatever, he can get it done and do it before or after I'm done with my life. So that's something that I might do differently. So basically that's it. So not that hard to do, but just being able to evaluate what we do allows us to know if it's working or not. And if it's not, then to make some alterations, make some changes to make it so that it does work better. So basically, that is all I have to say for this, this live. And I hope that you got value from what a DMO is, knowing that, it's important to, the things we discussed about planning and goals and, brain dumping and all of those things that we talked about, that I hope that you got some gold nuggets from these things that I talked about. And it's been a week, a themed week, talking about DMOs and how they can help you in your business, in your everyday life, and as well as your family, because they're a part of your life, and so they need to be included in that. And communicating that is just awesome. So basically, that's it. I'm gonna go on and get off here. I hope you have a great rest of your week wherever you are in the world, no matter what time it is for you. And I will be live again next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then we'll go from there, and we'll have another topic that we'll discuss. Right now, I'm still liking doing the themed week. So I'll probably have something else that we'll talk about for the 3 days, and then I'll post about it, on Friday, and then we'll go from there. So take care. I'm out of here. Have a good one. Bye now.